workbenches and stuff there because that's fun. Oh. Right, I'm missing a treasure. I'm getting ahead of myself. Should have placed that treasure down. And so this continues on. Gather, expand, build. So at 4 population they build a great hall. Now, as the one who's playing this game, I can build this wherever I want. I think I'm actually gonna build it over here. I'm gonna build it over this river. And I'm gonna have a bridge. And let's make some pillars and arches too, because we can just for fun. We'll connect that up with a tunnel. Great hall. And then the dwarves continue to expand their mines. Now, of course, this will eventually come to an end. We seem to be running out of spaces for treasure rooms. Well, let's expand into this region, and why not? An underwater treasure vault surrounded by a moat. There's nothing in the rules that said to do that. It's just a whim when you play this game. Make stuff up. It makes it fun. So, having gathered treasure, the dwarves expand, and then they build an exploratory shaft deeper into the dungeon. They discover this dark ocean and delve even deeper down into making contact with these caves. And so on. Treasure. Vaults. Dwarves. At level 6, we add on to the Great Hall. So we've got some gems down here that are starting to cramp our dwarves. It's kind of a cramped map. So, having mined this out, the dwarves can then convert it into living quarters. At 7, we build the Dwarven Hall of Records. We're actually going to build it here on the shores of this lake. We'll even say that's a fountain in the middle of the Hall of Records. More treasure. Cross the river to build a vault. More dwarves come. 9. Now the dwarves build a secret treasure room. So this has a special treasure in it. I use these plastic coin bits. That, when the dwarven civilization vanishes, that will actually remain there so that monsters and adventurers can discover it later. So now the dwarven population has reached 10. When your dwarven population reaches 10, something catastrophic happens. Their civilization comes to an end. They dig too deep. They fall prey to internal squabbling. Who knows? But the dwarves vanish from the land, leaving behind a few scattered treasures. That's too big for a treasure. You know, I'm going to use these pawns actually for dwarven treasures because I have a few more of them. And that's the Age of Civilization. The main thing that this does is it creates some rooms in which the action of the rest of the game can happen. Now comes the Age of Monsters. This is the part I want to test out. Put down a new layer of tracing paper and start over again. So now this world is a little different. The gems have been mined out, but there's still this gold over here that someone could discover. There's still this gateway which could have some kind of effect on the world. The dwarves have left behind rooms in which new inhabitants can come and live. You know, part of the inspiration for this game, when I was in college, I had the good fortune to spend a semester studying in Rome, where I was starving and dirt poor for several months. But I was really inspired by the way that in Rome you have the layers of successive civilizations that have built on top of one another, where you can have an ancient Roman foundation from the early Roman Republic with marble pillars from the age of the Empire, Christian church from the Middle Ages, a Renaissance dome and facade on the building, and sometimes below even earlier excavations, ancient cellars, that sort of thing. So How to Host a Dungeon reflects that, just in that different layers of civilization, different creatures live here, change things, which makes for an interesting setting for a Dungeons and Dragons game. All right, so the Age of Monsters. Now, where are my monsters? So last week, I created some new monster cards. So now some groups of monsters are going to move in. The monsters are represented by these cards. I wonder if I can zoom the camera out enough that I can make it so the cards can be visible too. Much better. Oh, finicky webcam. This Logitech C920 webcam is supposed to be the best webcam for streaming, but man, it is finicky. See if I can adjust the contrast a little. Okay, that's good. So basically I'm just going to shuffle these monster cards and choose 3 monster groups to start. Unless somebody in chat has a favorite Dungeons & Dragons monster, in which case I will choose that from the stack if I've got it. But you must speak up in chat now. All right, so let's choose 3 monster groups to start. So we're going to have an Umber Hulk and some kobolds. I'm going to shuffle that one back in. And some orcs. Classic. So the Umber Hulk is going to take up residence in one of these areas. How many do I have? Including the surface. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Let's draw in our surface line again. And I'm just going to mark off the strata. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you, Bjork. I'm actually very nervous to be streaming. I'm very new to this, and it's a strange experience. I appreciate it. Thanks, Starhelm. Yeah, I think this is a really good mix to start. Actually, some humanoids, a big hunter. This is going to work well. Okay, Umber Hulk. Where's your home going to be? It's going to be in area number 5. So that's this huge area. So I can have it show up wherever I want, but I'm just going to start here. And I'm just going to kind of make this, you know, the dwarves have been gone for hundreds of years. This Umber Hulk will make them green. Lives right in there. And the Umber Hulk, when it comes in with a treasure, so it has, and it also starts with what is called a bonus marker, which is just some special advantage. The reason that an Umber Hulk starts with a bonus marker is, in my mind, Umber Hulks have in Dungeons & Dragons, they have a powerful ability to create confusion in their enemies. And so I think that's good enough to give the Umber Hulk a little bonus. So now the kobolds. They're going to come in area number 2 as well. So now I could have them arrive at the same place and immediately fight the Umber Hulk, but I kind of want to get this set up a little bit first. So I'm going to put them down here in these deep caves. So the kobolds, wherever they've come from, have repurposed these dwarven caverns. I'm kind of drawing them round because they're no longer pristine and unruined as they were in the Dwarven Age. Let's do yellow for the kobolds. So kobolds come in with 2 population and 1 treasure. And finally, the orcs are coming in on the surface. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Orcs can live on the surface. I'm just going to draw an orc encampment around this dungeon entrance. Now, the original monster manual makes it quite clear that orcs can have brick red skin, or is that goblins? So we're going to have red orcs. And now we just do a series of turns to see how these monsters interact. So in How to Host a Dungeon version 1, there were 3 kinds of monsters. There were breeders, delvers, and alpha predators. Breeders, whose strategy is to increase their population whenever possible and overwhelm their foes. Delvers, who can mine and harvest and build in order to make themselves stronger. And then alpha predators, which are just really powerful monsters who prey upon everyone else.